Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online classes. So what were we discussing? We were discussing about multiple choice questions from the chapter fractions and decimals. Starting with the first question today. Which of the following is true? Here we are given four options. From this we have to find out which statement is true. Now if you look at the first one, we have 1.3749 is less than 1.0399. Yes children, how do we compare the decimals? Here the whole number part is same. So we go for comparing the next digits, that are the digits in 1/10th place. Here 3 is greater than 0. So the first number becomes greater than the second number. But here they have given less than. So A becomes wrong answer. Next option B, 1.7908 is less than 1.879. Again the whole number part is same. So going with the digits in the 1/10th place, we have 7 and 8. Yes, 7 is less than 8. So the number 1.7908 is less than 1.879. Option B becomes our correct answer. Understood children? Next question. The model below is shaded to represent the number 1. Yes, we already had such type of question. Now which model represents the number that goes in the blank to make the statement below true? 0.23 is less than dash. From the given options, we have to find out the model which represents a decimal number that goes here. It should be greater than our 0.23. Let us look at the first one. Again, how many blocks do we have here? We have 10 rows into 10 columns. So we are having 100 blocks, out of which 10, 13. 13 are shaded. So how will we write the decimal number? 0.13. Option B, 2 are completely shaded. So that means 20 divided by 100 is equal to 0.20. Then for option C, we have 23 shaded blocks. So 23 divided by 100 is equal to 0.23. And finally option D, we have 3 fully shaded rows. It should be 3 into 10, 30 divided by 100 is equal to 0.30. Now from the given options, that is 0.13, 20, 23 and 30, which is the correct answer children that goes with the statement? Option D. What is option D? 0.30. 0.23 is less than our 0.30. Yes, the whole number part is same. If we compare the one digit in the 1/10th place, 2 is less than 3. So 0.23 is less than 0.30. Next question 36. How many squares must be shaded so that how many more squares? How many more? Few are already shaded. We have to find out how many more squares must be shaded so that 1/3 of the figure is shaded. First let us count the number of squares. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. From the 12, 1/2, 1/3 of 12 is to be shaded. If you remember, off here means we have to multiply. When we multiply, we have 12 into 1 divided by 3 is equal to 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. That means 4 squares here have to be shaded so that the figure is, so that the 1/3 of the figure is shaded. Our target is 4. Now let us count how many squares are actually shaded. This will be one complete square. This two will make another complete square and this will make another complete square. How many complete squares are shaded? 1, 2 and 3. Only 3 squares are shaded, but to make the figure 1/3 of the figure shaded, we need to have 4 shaded squares. So what is the difference? How many more should we shade? 4 minus 3 is equal to 1. So option A, 1 becomes the correct answer. If I shade another square here, say this one full square, this figure now becomes 1/3. It represents the fraction 1 by 3. Okay children. Next question. Which of the following does not show 0.8 of the figure is shaded? If you look at the first one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shaded out of 5. Now 4.5, 4 by 5, if we convert it into a decimal, what would it be children? 4 2s are 8, 5 2s are 10, 0.8. It will be 0.8. Yes, even in the question they are asking that it should be 0.8. So, sorry, it should not be 0.8. This is 0.8, so this will not be our answer. Coming to option B, we have 6 shaded squares divided by 10 squares. 6 divided by 10. 6 divided by 10, how do we represent it as a decimal number? 0.6. Yes, the second figure here represents the fraction 0.6, which is not equal to our 0.8. So that is why option B becomes our correct answer. Next question 38. Half of a number is 12. Now what is 3 by 4 of the same number? What are they saying? Half of a number, say x, is equal to 12. Of means again what children? We have to multiply. So 1 into x becomes x by 2 is equal to 12. Now here we want the value of x, but the 2 is extra here. 2 is in division, right? So when it goes to the other side, it becomes multiplication. Here 2 is in division. When it moves to the other side, it becomes multiplication. 12 into 2, 24. Our x, that is our unknown number here, is 24. Okay, 1 into x is equal to x. See, 1 into any number will give us the number itself. Yes, say 1 into 6 is equal to 6. In the same way, 1 into x is also equal to x. As we have to find out the value of x, we are sending 2 to the opposite side. Here 2 was in division, but when it goes to the opposite side, we will do the opposite, that is, will multiply. So 24 is our number. Our number is half of 24 is 12. Yes. Now next part is, what is 3 by 4 of the same number? Our number is 24. We have to find out 3 by 4 of it. So 24 into 3 divided by 4. We have 4 ones are 4, 4 6 are 24. Yes children, we have 4 ones are 4 and 4 6 are 24. Now what is remaining? 6 into 3 divided by 1. 6 3s are 18 divided by 1 is equal to 18. What is our answer? 18. Option D. What are the steps that we have followed? First, we have found out the number. The number was 24, and then we found out 3 by 4 of that number. That is nothing but our 18. Next question 39. What number goes in the question mark to make the statement true? 1 by 5 is equal to dash by 10 feet. 1 by 5 is equal to, we do not know the numerator, but we know that the denominator is 10. It is nothing but we have to find out the equivalent fraction. Yes, 1 by 5 is equal to something. That means we have to find out its equivalent fraction. In the denominator, we are already having 5 here. But in the answer, the denominator should be 10. How will we get 10 children? 5 into 2. Yes, when we multiply 5 by 2, we'll get 10. Now can we multiply only the denominator and leave the numerator as it is? No, we should multiply the numerator as well. So when we multiply, 1 into 2 becomes 2. So 2 by 10 becomes our new fraction or the equivalent fraction. Understood? 1 by 5 is equal to our 2 by 10. So what came in the place of question mark? 2. Yes children, suppose if they give you 1 by 5 is equal to dash by 15. Okay, How will we get 15? 5 into 3. So even in the numerator, you would have to multiply by 3. 1 into 3 gives us 3 as the answer. So this is how you solve these kind of questions. And for this particular question, the answer is option B, 2. It is nothing but the equivalent fraction of our 1 by 5. Next question 40. 7 8 by 9 minus 2 6 by 7 equals. What are the numbers here? 7 8 by 9 minus 2 6 by 7. Yes, even we got a similar question in yesterday's class as well. What did we do there? We first converted this into improper fractions and then found out the difference. If you remember, there is another way also for subtracting the mixed fractions. What is it? We subtract the whole number parts and the fractional parts separately. Yes, so I am doing that here. Okay, because we have to learn how to solve in both the ways, right? As I have already explained one question in the normal format, that is converting them into improper fractions and subtracting. Let us solve this question this way. Now 7 minus 2 is 5 plus 8 by 9 minus 6 by 7. When we look at the LCM of 7 and 9, the LCM would be 63. What would the LCM be? The LCM would be 63. So we have to convert these two fractions into like fractions with the denominator 63. How do we get 63 here? We are having 9. 9 into 7. So multiplying the numerator with 7 as well. Again here we are having 7. So 7 into 9, multiplying the numerator by 9 as well. 8 sevens are, let me erase the upper fractions. Yes. So what is it? 5 as it is. 8 sevens are 56 divided by 60. 9 sevens are 63. Yes. Then the subtraction symbol. For the second fraction, what will the numerator be? 6 nines are 54 divided by 7 nines are 63 becomes the denominator. Now we have two like fractions with the same denominators. We can go for subtracting them. Yes, we will subtract the numerators and then keep the denominator as it is. 56 minus 54 is 2. So 2 divided by 63. What is our final answer, children? 5 plus 2 by 63. Now this is a whole number and this is our proper fraction. How do we write them combinedly? 5 2 by 63 becomes our answer. That is option A. Yes, or else if you are not comfortable doing the subtraction this way, first you can convert the given mixed fractions into improper fractions. Here 9 sevens are 63 plus 8 becomes 71 by 9 minus we have 7 twos are 14 plus 6 becomes 20 by 7. Now you can take the LCM of these two. The LCM becomes 63 and then convert this into like fractions and proceed with the subtraction. Understood, children? But for now, what is the correct answer for the question? Option A, 5 2 by 63 is our correct answer. Next question 41. Victor can throw a ball 53 by 5 feet. It's T. Next, Parth can throw the same ball 48 1 by 3 feet. How much farther can Victor throw the ball than Parth? Again, what is the question here? If we understand, we are given the information about two boys here. One is Victor and the other is Parth. Victor can throw a ball up to 53 by 5 feet and Parth can throw the same ball 48 1 by 3 feet. Victor is throwing more farther. Yes, that is far away. So we have to find out how much more farther can Victor throw the ball than Parth. To find out this, we have to subtract the given two distances. Yes, 53 by 5 minus 48 1 by 3. Again here we are having two mixed fractions, so you can opt for either of the two ways of subtracting. First let us do the whole number part separately. 50 minus 48 plus now the fractional part. 50 minus 48 2 plus here 5 and 3 are different denominators, so we'll take the LCM. LCM of 5 and 3 is 15. We have to convert this into like fractions now. With the denominator 15, we have 5 3s are 15, so multiplying with 3, and 3 5s are 15, so multiplying it with 5. 2 plus 3 3s are 9 minus 1 5s are 5. Now we have two like fractions here. We can go for subtracting them. Subtract the numerators and keep the denominator. 2 plus 9 minus 5 is 4 divided by 15. 2 plus 4 by 15 can be together written as 2 4 by 15. So 2 4 by 15 feet becomes our correct answer. That is option B. It is just a simple question of subtracting the given two mixed fractions. I hope this is clear. The next question 42. The model is shaded to represent 2 3 by 10. Yes, 2 means here two models are completely shaded, so that is representing the whole number 2, and in the third model there are 10 parts. There are 10 parts out of which only 3 are shaded. So the third model represents our 3 by 10. Combinedly these three models together we can represent using the fraction 2 3 by 10. Now which decimal does the model represent? What do we have? 2 3 by 10. Now there are two ways to convert this into a decimal number. First, keep the 2 as it is, then place a point. Here after 1 we are having, in the denominator after 1 we have 1 0. So in the numerator also, in the decimal number we'll have only one decimal place, and that would be our numerator 3. 2.3 becomes our answer. Or else, first convert it into an improper fraction. 2 into 10, multiply the whole number in the denominator, and to the product add the numerator. 2 into 10 20 plus 3 divided by 10. 20 plus 3 is 23 divided by 10. Now 23 by 10, how will we write it as a decimal number? In the denominator we are having 1 0. So in the numerator we'll place a decimal point after one digit from the right. 2.3 becomes our correct answer. Understood, children? You can either do it like this or the long way. Either ways the answer would be 2.3. Go with the option that you are comfortable with. What is the correct answer now? Option C, 2 by 3 is our correct answer. Next question 43. What fractions are in order from least to greatest? From least to greatest means it is our ascending order. Yes, if you look at all the options here, we are having three fractions in it. What are they? 1 by 2. Let me write it here. What are the given fractions? 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 2 by 6. 1 by 2, 2 by 3 and 2 by 6, children. Now from these we have to find out the correct order, that is from the smallest to the largest. Smallest to the largest. But if we observe for the fraction 2 by 6, what do we have? We are having 2 by 6, which can be further reduced to the simplest form. When we divide both the numerator and denominator by 2, 2 divided by 2 1, 6 divided by 2 3, we'll get 1 by 3. Yes, we'll get 1 by 3, so it will be easier for us to do the LCM and comparison also. But if you don't want to go that way, it's okay. Let us keep our 2 by 6 as it is. Now the given three fractions have three different denominators. We cannot compare them like this. So we have to convert them into like fractions by taking the LCM. The common multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8. Multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12. Multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18 and 24. What is the least common multiple here? 6. 6 is the least common multiple. So for all the given fractions, we'll make sure that they have 6 as their denominator. Now first we are having 2 here. 2 into 3 is equal to 6. So multiplying with 3. Then we have 3. 3 into 2 is equal to 6. So we are multiplying with 2. Then we have 6 already. So let us keep it as it is or multiply by 1. After multiplying, what are the fractions? 1 3s are 3 divided by 6. 2 2s are 4 divided by 6. 2 1s are 2 divided by 6. Now we are having 3 like fractions here with the same denominator 6. As they are like fractions, we can compare them easily, right? We just have to compare the numerators and arrange them accordingly. The smallest one is 2 by 6. So writing it first. Then we have 3. Then we have 4 by 6. 2, 3, 4. But this is not the final answer, children. We have to write the original fractions. 2 by 6 was 2 by 6 only. Then what was 3 by 6? 3 by 6 is nothing but 1 by 2. And 4 by 6 is nothing but our 2 by 3. So this is the correct order from least to greatest. What is it? 2 by 6, 1 by 2 and 2 by 3. That is option D. 2 by 6, 1 by 2 and 2 by 3. And the fractions arranged from the greatest to the least would be 2 by 3, 1 by 2 and then 2 by 6. The opposite order. Yes, I hope this is clear. Next question 44. Monica takes 1 hour to walk to the playground. Takes 1 by 6 hour to walk to the playground and 1 by 3 hour to walk from the playground to school. How much time does it take for her to walk to the playground and then to the school? First, for Monica to go to the playground, it takes 1 by 6 hour. From there to her school, it takes 1 by 3 hour. We have to find out the total time that she takes to go to the playground and then to the school. What would be the total? How much time? How will we calculate? We have to add these two together. Yes, 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3. These two are unlike fractions, so we have to find out the LCM. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9. The multiples of 6 are 6, 2 and 18. The least common multiple is 6. 1 by 6 is already having 6 as the denominator, so let us leave it as it is. Then for 1 by 3, 3 into 2 is equal to 6. So multiplying the numerator also with 6. Now we have multiplying with 2. Multiplying the numerator and denominator with 2. 1 2s are 2 divided by 3 2s are 6. Now these two are like fractions, so we can add them easily. 1 plus 2 divided by 6, that is nothing but 3 by 6. This 3 by 6 can further be reduced into the simplest form. When we divide both the numerator and denominator by 3, we have 3 divided by 3 1 and 6 divided by 3 2. So 1 by 2 hour or half hour is required for our Monica to walk to the playground and then to go to her school. Understood, children? The question number 44. Next question 45. In a village, there are total 3000 people. Out of them, 25 are male. Now, what is the actual number of female in the village? What is the question? There are 3000 people. That is, this is our total population, out of which 2 by 5 are male. 2 by 5 of 3000. That means we have to multiply 2 into 3000 divided by 5. That would be 6000 divided by 5. When we divide 6000 by 5, 5 ones are 5. When we subtract 1 is remaining, 0 brought down. 5 twos are 10. Again 0. Again another 0 brought down. So then lastly we are left with 0 as our remainder. What is our quotient here? 6000 divided by 5. 1200 is our quotient. Now what is this? This is 2 by 5 of the total population. That is, this is the number of males in the given village. Out of 3000, there are 1200 males. Now how many will be the number of females, children? How to find out? We need to subtract. Yes, when we subtract the number of males from the total population, 0, 0, 0 minus 2 is not possible, borrowing. 10 minus 2, 8, and 2 minus 1, 1. So this 1800 will give us the number of females in the given village. 1800 is our correct answer. That is our option C. I hope this is clear. First we found out the number of male, and when we subtracted the number of male from the total number of people in the village, we got our number of female in the village. Next question 46, and this will be the last question for today, children. Find the product of 5 and the difference between 328 tenths and 4587 thousandths. Round off your answer to one decimal place. We have to find out the product of 5 and also the difference of these two. So first let us find out the difference. We are having 328 tenths. If we say 328 tenths, what will we do? 328 into 10. In the same way here we are having 328 tenths. Tenths means our 1 by 10, children. The 1 by 10 is the place value that we get for the first decimal place to the right side of the decimal point. Yes, so when we multiply these two, we'll have 328 divided by 10. It is nothing but 32.8. In the same way, what was the other number? 4587 thousandths with a TH. Yes, they are having TH. So when you are having the TH in the thousands or tens, it means you have to multiply by 1 by 10 or 1 by 1000. Now when we multiply, we have 4587 divided by 1000. This would be nothing but, we are having 3 zeros, right? So decimal point after 3 digits from the right, 4.587. The next is we have to find out their difference. 32.8 minus 4.587. Now in the first number we are not having any, we are having only one decimal place. So for the remaining places we'll fill zeros. If we start subtracting, 10, 9, 7. 10 minus 7, 3. 9 minus 8, 1. 7 minus 5, 2. Then the decimal point is here, right? So place the decimal point. 2 minus 4 is not possible, borrowing. 12 minus 4, 8, and then 2. 28.213 is the difference here. Now what should we do with the difference? We should multiply it with 5. We have to find out the product of 5 and the difference. That means we have to multiply. 5 3s are 15. 5 1s are 5 plus 1 6. 5 2s are 10, 1 carried. 5 8s are 40 plus 1 41. 5 2s are 10 plus 4 14. Now what about the decimal point? We had 3 decimal places. So even in the product, we'll place the point after 3 digits from the right. 141.065 is our answer. What is our answer? 141.065. But in the question, we are instructed to round off the answer to one decimal place. 141.605. There should be only one decimal place in the answer. Only one means the first decimal place after the point should be there. This is the 1/10th place. That means we have to round off our given decimal point to the nearest 1/10th. Nearest 1/10th. How will we do that, children? We look at the digit in 100th place. It is 6. 6 is greater than 5, so we'll round up. That means we'll add 1 to the digit in 1/10th place. 141 as it is, 0 plus 1, 1, and then the remaining 2 digits become zeros. Yes, 141.100 is nothing but 141.1. In the final answer, now we are having only one decimal place. This is just a simple rounding off of the given number. So suppose we have 65. We are rounding off to the nearest 10. We look at the digit in the ones place. Yes, that is the digit to its right. Now this is equal to 5. We'll round up. What will we do? We'll add 1 to our 10th place. Yes, children. The place that we are rounding off. So that is why here we are rounding off to 1/10. So I am adding 1 to the 1/10th place. 6 plus 1 becomes 7, and the remaining digits after it become zeros. That is what we have done here. What is our final answer now? 141.1. Option B. So sometimes in the question they will ask you to round off to the answer to the 1 or 2 decimal places. So this is how you do it. And with this we've come to the end of today's class, children. I hope today's class was clear. We'll continue the remaining problems in one more class. सो जाओ. फैन डालो. अम्मी सो गई क्या? देखो नहीं सो गए तो अंदर रख सो जाओ. Please visit our website www.aimstoday.in for other information regarding online classes, quizzes, live worksheets, DIY activities, English classes and coding. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.